Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I am your host, Felicia McCants. I am a financial coach and consultant, CEO of Success Habits Coaching and Consulting LLC. So, thank you so much for joining us today. I am so excited for our talk today, our training. And our training today is on self sabotage, how to stop self sabotage. Because a lot of people don't realize, that you're doing things that are going to take you further from your goal. So before we get started, like I said, I am a financial coach and I help motivated women create customized plans for their money that gets them to their goals faster without being overwhelmed with the learning by trial and error, trying to figure out what to do next, or making sacrifices that suck all the joy out of their life. So, again, thank you for joining us today. Please hit the subscribe button if you are not subscribed to our channel so that you can see all of our awesome free training videos, so that you can give us inspiration for new videos and actually let us know whether you've tried any of these tips and strategies and, how did it go for you? So, like I said, today I wanted to talk about self sabotage. And I think this is just a really important topic because looking back over my financial journey, I sabotage myself so many times. And a lot of times I didn't even realize it. But through going through the process, how they say hindsight is 2020, I can definitely see some ways that I sabotage myself, especially in the early days of me trying to take control of my finances and fix my credit and do more with my money than just pay bills. So, how do you avoid self sabotage? And if you are self sabotaging yourself, how do you fix it? So, the first way that I see people sabotaging themselves is not having enough information to make decisions. This is very common. This is something I definitely did when in the course of trying to get my finances under control, especially I did it 3 times over a period of years. And the first time, I would say, yeah, I definitely, for a while there, did not have enough information to make decisions. And so the question that I usually get is, how much information do you need? And what I say is, especially at first, you don't need to know everything, but you definitely need to have enough information to weigh the pros and cons and to have a big picture view of your finances. So I would say about 70-75%. But I find if you just take a few minutes, you can use a timer, you can quickly figure out, for the most part, of who you owe, when you owe it, and how much, at least for the next 30 days, right? So that's a starting place. You can start there. But the problem, if you don't have enough information to make decisions, is that it can feel very overwhelming because now you're not only trying to make a decision, you're trying to gather the information to see the big picture. So if you have the big picture view already, it makes it so much easier and less frustrating to make a decision, and you're less likely just to go with something, just based off your gut or however your mind is helping you make that decision. So more information is going to make it easier for you to weigh the pros and the cons, right? You can plan and anticipate. So when you have a bigger picture view, instead of learning from your mistakes, a lot of times you can anticipate what might go wrong and you can avoid the mistake altogether. So like I said, if you're finding that you're feeling overwhelmed, especially when it comes to making decisions, and you're maybe getting stuck and you're not taking action, or the actions that you're taking are not the best action for your money, make sure that you have enough information to get a big picture view of your finances. You need enough information to make decisions. This is definitely going to make it feel less overwhelming and make you feel more in control. So, what is the next way that we can sabotage ourselves when we're trying to get our finances under control? And the next thing that we can do to sabotage ourselves is not being consistent. Not being consistent. So one of the books that I actually find that I use a lot, not only for myself, but with my students and in my trainings, is this book called Profit First. And it is by Michael Makowski. And this is a book that, although it is written for business finances, I found that a lot of the principles I actually use in my personal finances. And one of the things Mike said that really resonated with me is that habits are hard to change, even when they're not working. And I realized that one of my bad habits was not being consistent. I was the person that basically went day by day, didn't know exactly what I might have to pay that week. But as the bills came due, I would pay them, and surprise, surprise, sometimes because I had overspent in other areas and I wasn't checking in on my money, I did not have the money to pay the bills. And when you are not consistent with your finances, this is definitely a way that you can sabotage yourself and create a situation where there doesn't need to be one. So, how do you create consistency in your finances? Well, habits take time to develop, right? And money management is a habit, but you need a way to consistently check in on your money that's easy for you. So, you want to create a habit that's close to the things that you already do. You want to, when you're building your system to manage your finances, you want to build consistency into that system to create what I call a money routine. And this is something that I have all of my clients do, to where we basically create a routine, a system that's going to work for them to check in on their money so that they know what's going in and what's coming out and what needs to be done. And we try to create as much consistency in that routine as possible. And what that does is that every time that you go and do that routine, it becomes easier and easier. And so in a very short amount of time, you're actually spending a lot less time managing your finances and you're actually getting what you want. So make sure that you have consistency in whatever financial routine or whatever financial systems that you have to manage your money. Make sure that you're consistently looking in to see what's going on. Trust but verify. Verify that things are going right. Make sure you have that information, because that's going to release a lot of that frustration that you're having because you're having to spend so much time managing your money. But if you build in consistency over time, you actually spend less time managing money, right? So my last strategy for not sabotaging yourself is the biggest, and it's probably the most important. And that's because they say that, success depends on about 20% action and 80% mindset. And this is something that I struggled with when I didn't even know that I was struggling with, because, at one point I considered, mindset work a bunch of hoo-ha. But I have learned, ladies and gentlemen, mindset is so, so, so important, because without having the thought, you won't take action. So you need to make sure that your thoughts are in line with the actions that you want. And one of the ways that you can sabotage yourself is by not being conscious of your mindset and the limiting beliefs that you have, because we all have limiting beliefs. Whether it's I can't make this amount of money, I can't do this, I've failed with money before. We all have those limiting beliefs where we don't think that we can do something. And this is something that is definitely not exclusive to money. It is definitely something that I think we face in every aspect of our lives. Not believing you can. And the truth is, not believing you can and reminding yourself of every single time that you failed is not going to get you what you want. It takes you down the rabbit hole of, beating yourself up and being hard on yourself. And that's not going to get you what you want. It's not helpful. It's not productive. It keeps you from being great, quite frankly, because you just can't see it. If you can't see where you can do something, where you can see even a little bit of success, you are not going to go all in. You're not going to give it your all. And you're going to be more likely to give up at the first sign of an obstacle or a failure of whatever goes wrong, right? You're going to beat yourself up. So I really, 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 really encourage you to think about your mindset. Ask yourself, what are you telling yourself about money? What story? Because most of the time what we're telling ourselves is not true. It's based on past experience, not what we're currently going through. What stories are you telling yourself that's keeping you stuck in your financial situation? Are you telling yourself that you can't make more money, that you don't make enough, that you just can't do it, that you failed before? These are all negative and limiting beliefs that will keep you stuck. Because as long as you keep telling yourself, I can't manage my money, I'm never going to do it, then you're right. You never will. But if you can start to tell yourself that you can do it, if you can start developing some little quick wins and really start to change that around, that story, and tell yourself, well, wait a minute, I can do it. See, I did this and I did that. Well, that's going to strengthen your mindset and that's going to carry you further. And so I just encourage you to just be aware of your thoughts, especially your thoughts around money. Don't say anything to yourself that you would not say to your children, because we are so encouraging with children, right? We tell children that they can do anything, that they can be anything, but we don't tell that to ourselves. And that is so, so, so important no matter what you do, but especially with your money, because money will affect every single part of your life, right? So I really hope that these tips about sabotage are really helping you guys. And just to remind you, if you want to stop the sabotage, make sure that you aren't doing at least these three things, because they have a big effect on your success with your money. So make sure that you have enough information to make decisions. That's going to keep you from being overwhelmed. It's going to keep you from trying to look for information while you're trying to make decisions. You're going to be able to see the bigger picture. You're going to be able to anticipate and plan and possibly avoid some mistakes. So you don't have to always learn by trial and error. So make sure that you have enough information to make decisions. Two, make sure that you're consistent. You need a routine that's close to your habits, that's easy for you to do, that will allow you to check in on your money, see where it's going, see what's coming in, see if you're getting what you want, because habits are hard to change even when they're not working. So you want to build consistency in your routine. And then the more consistent you are, the less time you will take with your money, and you will still be able to get what you want, because you start to learn and you start to get in a groove, so to speak, with your finances. So make sure when you're creating your systems for your money that you build in consistency in that routine. And lastly, watch your thoughts, your limiting beliefs, your negative mindset, because it is so, 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 so important. If you keep telling yourself what you cannot do, if you keep telling yourself, I'm not good at money, if you keep reminding yourself of every time that you failed, you're not going to be successful, because you won't have the faith and the fortitude to make it through the obstacles. Because we know in life, things are not always going to go right. So you have to be able to build yourself up and cheer yourself on. So make sure that you're not telling yourself what you can't do. Make sure that you're reminding yourself of every single time that you have won with money, every time that you've paid a bill on time, every time that you've come through. Remind yourself, build yourself up, because if you don't do it, you're not going to be successful in the long run with money, and it is possible. So I hope that these tips about sabotaging yourself with your money has been helpful for you. I hope that I've given you some strategies to avoid the sabotage so that you can win with your money, because I want you to get what you want. I want you to be able to spend your money not only on your bills, but on what you value. Don't make yourself a martyr for your money. Money is here to support your needs and your wants. And if you balance them correctly, you can have both. So please let me know in the comments if this video was helpful for you. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you are ready to take control of your finances, to curate your customized plan, to start reaching your goals without going through the trial and error, to have support, accountability, and a coach here rooting for you and showing you the pros and cons of all the things that you can do with your finances, then click the link and let's talk. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.